Hi everyone, it's Amy. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, it's great to have you back. So today I want to tell you about the healing journey that I have been on with my dog Rio. Rio is a German Shepherd. He has just turned 9 years old. Rio has arthritis, and arthritis obviously is painful for dogs. But more than that, it also makes them feel really, really vulnerable. To be honest, he's had the life so far of a proper athlete. Rio has been a spectacle to watch, climbing mountains, and the speed in which he used to be able to run was unbelievable. So he's had an ultra active lifestyle. But let me tell you what started to happen with Rio soon after he turned 8. We suddenly noticed a big change in Rio's mood. He started to become lethargic. He suddenly aged a lot overnight. He was down in the dumps. At first, it was kind of difficult to understand what was going on with Rio because, you know, he's a big, strong male and he holds it well. He carries it well. Let me tell you about Rio with acupuncture now. All you dog lovers out there, you're going to hate it when I say this, but when Rio started with his cramps or maybe even seizures, he just started yelping and then he would kind of lift a paw off the ground and it would hover like this. And if it was a full-on cramp or seizure, it would go right up high in the air and then ultimately, as these got worse and worse, he'd collapse on his back. The worst day I counted, it was 8 times in one day. Let me tell you, this is a happy, happy dog. This is a happy boy now. So he's not having any more cramps. He's not collapsed at all in the last 3 months. What I really, really, really want to share with you is the massive impact that acupuncture had on Rio's quality of life. As it turned out, it's arthritis, and actually, particularly in his back right knee, the tissue is really thick, and it's thickened up in a way that, we're not going to be able to go backwards from this point. So the goal is to keep him as pain-free and as comfortable as possible and give him the best quality of life that we possibly can for as long as we possibly can. His pain was my pain, and I got him straight to the vets. I decided to give acupuncture a go with Rio. And I'm very, very lucky that Rio's vet is trained in acupuncture. That I don't know how common that is, but most people I've spoken to are quite surprised that you can actually get acupuncture for dogs, which is why I really wanted to put this video out there, because if anybody out there is watching who has a senior dog who's struggling with their legs, who's down in the dumps, and God forbid, I hate to think maybe having some of these cramps and seizures that Rio was having, then maybe this will help you, because we can go on the internet, we can research, we can find out what we need, but dogs, they're relying on us completely to decode what's going on with them, and they can only communicate pretty much with their eyes, which is why they're so good at that. um so started the acupuncture journey with Rio. I used to have to lift him in and out of the car, take him to acupuncture all subdued, and he did not want to have it. At first, he would hide behind my legs. He would just try and get away, but he got to know our vet. And just in case she's watching, a shout out to my absolutely amazing Suzanne. I'm so, so grateful for everything that this wonderful lady has done for Rio. Suzanne is trained in acupuncture for dogs, and the first thing that she had me do was fill in a form to rate Rio's behavior across things like jumping in and out of the car, climbing up and down stairs, socializing with other dogs, being on the lead, off the lead. And I had to score out of 10 where I thought he was. And the scores were pretty bad, to be honest. Jumping in and out of the car was not good. Getting up from the stone floor, we do have carpets, but we've got some stone, was not good. There were the scores weren't good. And he had acupuncture, and we kept going for 6 weeks. And on the 3rd week, Suzanne gave me the questionnaire again, and I'd completely forgotten what I'd answered weeks before. And I re-answered, and when she pulled the scores out, it was amazing. There was a massive difference. So I want to say that it was 3 times the score by the 3rd week. By the end of his 6 weeks in acupuncture, He went from at his worst having 8 falls a day, and then that number reduced bit by bit by bit. And then what started to happen was he would just lift his paw. This is my demonstration. This is the floor, okay? He would just lift his paw and it would just be there and it would hover. He's not crying, he's not barking, he's not letting anybody know anything. He's just stopped walking and his paw is hovering. And we started to see that as a sign that he was about to have a seizure or a cramp. So what we would do is cycle his leg round like this, just cycle his leg round gently, and that would work. But ultimately, the place that we've ended up at after completing the 6 weeks of acupuncture is I now take him once a month, just once a month. And if I ever need to, I will increase that to twice a month. But my intention is to keep it for life. And that's because, Rio is 9 years old. You just do not know with German Shepherds. And the problem is 9 times out of 10 down to the legs. So if one of his legs fully goes, we're going to have to be looking at completely different things of how we would handle a situation like that. So my aim is to prevent that. And now I tell him, hey, Rio, shall we go and see Suzanne? He runs to the car. I have a ramp now. He walks up the ramp. I take him. And because he's a big, strong man and he's in front of us 2 ladies, he does try to stand up and hold strong throughout his acupuncture, but he just can't. A few needles in, he just slowly starts to go down to the ground and he rests his chin on his paw and he just basically goes to sleep. And Suzanne and it's, I think, an hour appointment. We sit on the floor with him. He lies on his blanket. We chat while he has his therapy. And then I lift him into the car. I drive him home and he sleeps. This is what I love. He comes home, he sleeps all day. He wakes up in the morning and he's like a puppy again. He has got the biggest spring in his step. He feels amazing. You can tell it. It's in his eyes, it's in his ears, it's in his body language, it's in his playfulness. He just wants to let me out of life. He's just happy. He's full of joy. And it brings me so much joy and so much happiness to see him like that. We will know if we ever need to close the gap a bit and have him go once every 2 weeks. But it makes the world of difference to him, the world of difference. And what's more, I know that Rio knows that we're doing this for him, that I'm taking him to therapy. I know he feels better. I just want to explain as well that when dogs have arthritis, they feel shaky, they feel unsteady in the hips, they have joint pain, they have hip pain, they have knee pain, and they don't feel like this big, strong, sturdy dog that they once did. So they feel very, very vulnerable. So they can start to become anxious in the company of other dogs, especially on leads. It's just pain and it's just fear, because another dog could knock into them, or if another dog started trouble with them, would they be able to defend themselves? They get nervous, they get anxious. So please, I would love to hear from you. Do you have a senior dog in a similar position? What breed is your dog? Any German Shepherd owners out there? Have you tried acupuncture for your dog? Has this inspired you? If you don't know much about acupuncture, I've got a separate video on my own journey with acupuncture. I would really, really recommend it. It's absolutely worth a watch. Spoiler alert, but my acupuncture video is a way to do acupuncture without needles. I'll link it up here and I'll link the details down in the description box below as well. I just want him by my side for as long as I can. He is a gentle giant. He is a kind soul and he deserves everything he's given to me and my family right back to him. And so that's exactly what we will do. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, subscribe, do leave me a comment. I read every single comment. Please share your stories. I would love to hear them and I'll see you next time.